Park in Columbus for state semifinal Division I baseball matchup between the Perrysburg Yellow Jackets, the number 5 ranked team in the state, against the Rebels from Willoughby South. BCSN HD brought to you by Nationwide Auto Finance, the biggest zero-interest lot in the region for everyone. Greg Franke along with Rick Poland. Jordan Strack will be down field side reporting here today. And a big difference, Rick, between today and the last time that Perrysburg was in the state semifinals in 2003. At that time, they were very happy to be here. They were very nervous about playing. This time, they're confident. And as the only ranked team left in this tournament, I think that they go in as a team that many people feel has a good chance of winning it. They believe they're very capable of that as well.
Absolutely. They came in last night, and Coach Hall asked them how they felt, and they said excited. And so he was very happy to hear that. He didn't hear the word nervous coming out of them, excited to be here. And so you can bet that they have a lot of focus on this game. They know what it takes to win. They've beaten good competition to get here, and they do not want to leave Columbus without that number 1 trophy.
Now, that's a great pitching matchup. The number 1s for both teams, Alex Schmenk, who pitched that marvelous 12-inning shutout against St. John's in the regional semis, an 8-0 record, .82 ERA, against really the big man for Willoughby South, and that is Cameron Knotts, and he has a record of 8-1, a .6 ERA. But he's a right-hander, and Perrysburg has had a lot more success and a lot more experience against righties and lefties this year.
Well, and there's a good reason for that. They have a lot of left-handed hitters in their lineup, and they have a lot of left-handed depth on the bench. And so they have a little bit of trouble with left-handed hitters, so they like to see that right-hander on the mound.
Perrysburg found their bats in the regional final against Strongsville. We'll see if they can do it again here today against Willoughby South. We'll be right back on BCSN.
We'd like to introduce you to more. With more than 230 undergraduate majors and programs, the University of Toledo has a degree for you. And with more real-world experience through internships and research and more scholarship money, we make college an affordable investment. Plus, UT's proud tradition of Division I athletics on our beautiful campus mean a more fulfilling college experience. There's simply more reasons to create your future at the University of Toledo. Schedule a personalized visit to see and learn more.
Welcome to the new Appliance Center Home Store, the greatest furniture showroom in Ohio. We're the area's Tempur-Pedic mattress headquarters. Plus, see Simmons, Rustonic, and more. Choose from over 200 mattresses in stock. Right now, all Tempur-Pedic mattresses include free bed frames and pillows. Plus, 2 years same as cash on select mattresses. Free same-day delivery, setup, and recycling. The new Appliance Center Home Store, Ohio's greatest home furnishing destination.
Back at Huntington Park, about ready to get underway. Before the game, Jordan Strack talked to Perrysburg coach Dave Hall.
All right, guys, thanks. Down with Dave Hall, the head coach for Perrysburg. Dave, where are the emotions at for you as you guys get ready to take the field here for state Final Four game?
I think the kids are excited. I asked them last night if they slept well. They said no. I go, are you nervous? They go, no, we're excited. So I take that good.
All right, talk about your guy on the mound today. How confident is this bunch when he's on the mound?
I think we're pretty confident. For 2 years, he's just gone out there and battled, and I don't see him doing anything different today, so we're pretty confident. I think they're probably pretty confident with their kid because they're very similar.
You've been down here before. How is this year similar and different than you've been here before?
I think from the coaching staff point, we're here to win. I think the first time we were glad to be here, so we've approached it a little bit differently, that we're here to win, not just to be happy to be here. And I think the kids have sort of taken that upon themselves, too.
All right, Dave, thanks so much. Good luck today.
Thank you.
All right, that's Dave Hall. Guys, back up to you.
Definitely a different attitude on this Perrysburg team as we see Alex Schmenk warming up. And he is going to be facing this Willoughby South batting order. Ray Russ, the shortstop, there in the on-deck circle, will be leading off. Steve Skasha, the left fielder, will bat second. Aaron Lindgren, the shortstop, the center fielder, will bat third. Jake Hall at third base in the fourth spot. Designated hitter TJ Lett. Dominic Federico, the first baseman. Cameron Knott, the pitcher. Anthony Junta at second. And Tyler Lindgren, Aaron's twin brother, will be playing in right field. And as we said, on the mound is Alex Schmenk, headed for the University of Toledo. And if he can only come up with a game like he pitched in his last outing, I think Perrysburg will be in pretty good shape.
Well, I'd say that 10 innings of one-hit baseball is a pretty good outing, and I would have to agree with that if he comes even a little bit close to that. Should be a nice morning for the Perrysburg Yellow Jackets.
Although it could be 0-0 then, because Cameron Knotts, he pitched a 1-0 victory over Medina in his regional semifinal. Strike, opening pitch of the game to Ray Russ, who is all-state football and baseball at Willoughby South. And he's one of 3 scholarship football players on the Willoughby South team. And he fouled that one off. And he's an ideal leadoff guy, too. He's a big strapping guy, but he set the school record for walks this year as well. With 31, he broke his own record, so he doesn't go after bad pitches.
Well, that's important when you're facing Schmink, because he likes to throw that high fastball out of the zone. Get hitters to chase, and you need some patience against Alex if you're going to try to have any success at all. Beautiful morning. The weather won't be much of a factor. Breeze is blowing left to right pretty good. Sun is behind the left fielders towards home plate, so it won't be in the eyes of the defense. And boy, that fastball in on the fist. Down and in. Couldn't get a piece of it. Big strike out there, and that kind of breaks the ice here early and kind of sets the tone maybe for the defense.
And Alex Schmink looks very comfortable out there. Coach Hall was telling us in 03, his pitcher had had a great year, was their #1 ace, but he said he was having a hard time on the mound. He wasn't used to pitching. It was the first time ever, in fact, that he pitched in a professional stadium's mound. And I think that's one thing that's different. These players here today, they've had a lot more opportunity to do that sort of thing by now maybe than they did 8 years ago.
Well, we have a good opportunity in the Toledo area to play. Our schools play on some excellent fields at Ned Skeldon, at Fifth Third Field, University of Toledo, Bowling Green State University, well-manicured fields. So, you know, they're used to good surroundings.
0-2 on Steve Skasha, who's a junior, and they really think he's an up-and-coming star for this team. He's already a very solid player. He took a ball high for 1-2. Extremely fast. They have a really fast outfield. They can hawk fly balls extremely well. 2-2 now to Skasha.
People may think that that's kind of funny. Well, how could it be any different pitching?
It's a high fly ball to center field. On his horse is Matt Cruzo, but he won't get to it. It lands in a warning track. Skasha, we talked about his speed. He flies around second. Never a thought as to whether he'd try to stretch that into 3, and he slides in safely with a triple.
Well, we talked about how Schmink likes to keep the fastball up in the zone. You see, this fastball is just a little bit lower than what he'd like, because he was able to get on top of the ball, which is very difficult against him. And when you get a hold of his fastball and are able to square it up on your bat, that's what happens to it. It rides his power out into center field all the way to the warning track.
This team, with their speed and their hitting abilities, you see Zach Colby coming out to talk to Alex Schmink to try to settle him down. They hit a lot of triples. Aaron Lindgren, who's up now, hit 6 on the year. They hit 2 triples in their regional final victory over Green, 6-5, a game in which they won in spite of allowing 14 hits against. That pitch is high and away.
Well, early in the game, infield's back, so most anything hit on the ground except the third base or the pitcher will score the first run of the ball game.
And after St. John's pounded on the door for 10 innings and couldn't score, here is Willoughby with a chance to get on top in the first inning. However, that having been said, Schmink was able to snuff out so many potential rallies. Here's a high pop foul, and it will just hit the top of the dugout. Columbus Clippers dugout here at Huntington Park. Nice catch by a fan. And toss it back into the kids with their gloves in the first row.
We were talking about the mound conditions and playing conditions. On the mound at the professional level, they use a lot of clay, Greg, and it's packed down hard, so it's more of a hard surface, more than what you'd find on most high school mounds.
Zips that one in for a called strike.
Now this is where Perrysburg and Alex Schmenk would like to come up with a K right here. Not allow him to put the ball in play to give them a chance to get ahead here early.
Lindgren, a .352 hitter, and he slams that one foul. My wife was really impressed with his 20 stolen base total. And she wondered, how does he stay eligible when he stole all those bases? Isn't there some kind of disciplinary thing when you steal all those bases?
Tough to explain sometimes.
Raised in Russia, she didn't really understand all the nuances of baseball. 2-2, and that ball is slammed for the gap. That is deep, and it is off the wall. Lindgren speeds around second into third. It's going to be a home run. I thought it cleared the fence. Initially, it bounded back on the field, and then the umpire gave the home run signal. And instead of his 7th triple of the year, which it surely would have been, it's a home run, and Willoughby South leads 2-0.
Well, once again, Schmenk followed up that off-speed breaking pitch with a fastball, and you can see once again it was right in the wheelhouse, not up out of the zone where he normally likes to have that. And you can see that ball hits right at the top of that yellow marking, which indicates the home run. And the umpire, and they have a full crew out here. They have 4 umpires doing the game, and the umpire out in center field signaled home run as it hit right at the top, right in front of the scoreboard, right near the 365 mark. And so far, Alex Schmenk not able to get that fastball up out of the zone enough.
Jake Hall, a .390 hitter, slams one, and a great catch moving to his right by second baseman Ryan Young, part of a Perrysburg team that is the best defensive team that Coach Hall has ever coached. He said in 30 years, a .954 fielding percentage, and they really needed a big play there. Let's take a look on that note at the Perrysburg defense. Zach Colby behind the plate, A.J. Stockwell at first, Ryan Young at second, Kevin Schenk at short, Matt Garbage at third, and in the outfield, Austin Lee, Matt Krusel, and Steve Slocum. But that was a huge play. If that ball had gone through for a 3rd consecutive hit, I think that might have started a tidal wave of momentum here with Jake Hall, the cleanup hitter, batting .390, and also the number 2 pitcher for Willoughby South, fouling it off 1-2.
Well, these Willoughby hitters are looking dead red, looking for that fastball. I'm sure that they have the book on Alex Schmenk and some scouting reports, and they're going up there, and they've got that fastball timed pretty good, and Alex has not been able to pinpoint that fastball like he normally does. And so far, that's been a combination that's been a little tough for Perrysburg here early, because that's three balls hit hard in a row. One of them actually turned into an out, but still, it was a loud out.
After he started the game really well with that strikeout of Russ, that ball is slammed hard past the dive of Matt Garbick. And TJ Lett keeps the hit parade going. They've had a single, a triple, and a home run, and they are really hammering Alex Schmenk right now. After St. John's, a very good hitting ball club, couldn't even touch him in that regional semi.
Well, I'm looking around here to see if they might have the radar gun working today here in the stadium, and if they do, just by appearances from where we're at, of course we're a little farther away than we are normally, Greg, but he doesn't seem to have the same giddy up on his fastball that he normally does.
Strike call there on Dominic Federico. And they have 79 miles an hour on that pitch. It wasn't his all-out fastball.
No, that was his off-speed pitch. And he called out his catcher, Zach Colby, after that last hit. I think they wanted to talk about maybe mixing things up a little bit, and that's what they did there.
Another off-speed pitch in that one. Grounded down the first base line.
And they went off-speed again. Obviously, this Willoughby team is going in there geared up for the fastball. And when you're looking for it and you're getting it in your spot, and you're a pretty good hitter, you can do some damage with it, and that's what they've done here so far. 4 hard hit balls in a row.
And a good block behind the plate by Colby, but it's such a big jump that Lett will slide into second with no problem whatsoever. And the trouble continues to mount. Colby thought the better of even throwing that ball, and I think it was a good decision.
Puts another runner in scoring position, and that's good speed down there at second base with 2 outs.
Federico chops it up the middle. Young moving far to his right, heaves it over, and they just barely got him. 2 big defensive plays by Ryan Young in that first inning, but Willoughby South strikes first with a quick 2-0 lead.
Want a better way to track what you spend? PNC Virtual Wallet now comes with Spending Zone. It organizes all your spending, including your PNC debit card, credit card, and your bills, so you can view them by category or by month. You can set a budget, and it'll even alert you when you're getting close to the amount you've set and when you've gone over. Spending Zone is built to help you keep better track of your spending. Experience everything Virtual Wallet has to offer at pncvirtualwallet.com. PNC Bank, for the achiever in you.
Celebrate savings this Memorial Day with Banner's Made in America sale. Queen-size panel bed made in Galax, Virginia, just $469. Dual reclining sofa made in Pontotoc, Mississippi, just $7.99. Or make it into a sectional for only $20.99. England sofa exclusively at Banner from New Tazewell, Tennessee, only $679. Save up to $600 on select Banner mattresses made right here in Toledo. Plus, get up to 48 months of interest-free financing. See store for details at all 6 Banner locations.
DCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Cable System, is presented by Lord's College. Discover Lord's College. TAS Electronics. And by Monroe Superstore, Dodge Chrysler Jeep.
Dave Hall hoping his team can bounce back. He said that they were a lot more confident than his team that first trip down here in 03, but they looked a little nervous at the outset, although 2 great plays defensively keeps it close. For Perrysburg batting, Alex Schmenk try to redeem that first inning with his bat here, starting things off. Matt Garbick, the third baseman, Matt Krusel, the center fielder, Zach Colby, the catcher, Steve Slocum in right, Hunter Smith, the DH, Ryan Young at second base, Kevin Schenk, the shortstop, and A.J. Stockwell at first base. And on the mound, Cameron Knott, who has tied opposing teams in a knot all year long. A record of 8-0, .62 ERA, and he had a 1-0 shutout against Medina in the regional semis for Willoughby South. And he comes with a fastball, 83. He's not really a fireballer, mid to slight upper 80s there. Alex Schmenk swung and missed at it. Comes with the off-speed pitch. Knott was awarded the victory in the Medina game, and then he came in and pitched relief and was awarded the victory and win against Green in the regional final that they won in a much more offensive game, 6-5, and up high on that one.
Well, they're 25-5. They've had 6 shutouts during the season, but 2 of those, Greg, have come since the sectional started. So they've kind of picked up the pace here defensively and pitching-wise.
Schmenk hits a high, towering foul, and it will just land out of play. Knott comes directly over the top with his delivery. So you're mentioning before that Perrysburg has had a lot more trouble with lefties this year. In fact, Dave Hall said he almost couldn't believe that opposing teams that had lefties weren't saving their lefties for Perrysburg because of that.
Yeah, that lefty-lefty matchup can be a little tough if you're stacked with left-handed hitters.
And that, see a left-hander up there in Schmenk. He'll fight that off and stays alive. His brother Blake was an all-state player, completed his second year at Owens. And there's a fly ball to the opposite field, but in position to make the catch, Skasha. And there's one away, and I'll tell you, they're really going to have to hit the ball in the gap to keep them away from those fleet outfielders. The defense now for Willoughby South. Got Max Stolman behind the plate. First baseman Dominic Federico, Anthony Junta at second, third base Jake Hall, Ray Russ at short, Skasha in left field, Aaron Lindgren in center, and Tyler Lindgren, his twin brother, in right field. So you got 2 guys who are going to play college football as wide receivers in center and right field. So they'll just put it into football mode and
good hands
run down those lead passes when the balls are hit out there, and right in good hands to catch them. They're both, in fact, going to go play at Notre Dame College in Cleveland at the Division III level. 2 balls, no strikes, and Ray Russ, the shortstop, was a quarterback, and he threw to those guys during the football season.
Schmeck did a good job as a leadoff man, making not go deep in the count, and he's gone 3-0 here now. So Perrysburg making him build his pitch count here early in the first inning. This could pay dividends later, if not sooner.
Yeah, sooner rather than later is a key. And there's Matt Garbick drawing a walk, and Perrysburg with their first runner aboard. Matt Bruza will step to the plate now.
You know, I don't care how much experience you've got coming in here as a high school player and what your stats are coming in. When you come out here and take the mound in the Division I state semifinal in Huntington Park in Columbus, Ohio, it's a whole different ball game.
As I said, it's a fortunate thing to get an opportunity to play in so many of these more cavernous ballparks in Northwest Ohio. I would imagine they get as much experience as probably any team, especially because of the presence of Ned Skeldon, although Perrysburg went through the Carter Park District play,
which is a fine facility, playing surface wise for sure. Not a cavernous, but still, I mean, dimension wise, it's a solid ballpark, and the conditions are really good down there at Carter Park.
Excellent field maintenance they do, as they do at Ned Skeldon. There's a drive to center field, but once again, it is not deep enough to outpace Aaron Lindgren, who runs it down. And Perrysburg, though, has made good contact now on 2 occasions, even though they've resulted in long outs.
Will hit the ball hard right on the nose, but an atom ball to the center fielder. And as you mentioned, a good outfield out there. They can run the ball down. They're reading the ball well off the bat.
Zach Colby, the batter now. Leading hitter on the team at .467, also the leading home run hitter with 4. And a long ball would be very welcome now.
And they're playing real deep, Greg.
And they're playing him severely to pull. Off-speed pitch for a strike.
It'll be very difficult to hit one over this outfield, but there's a lot of room in front of them. If Perrysburg can drop some line drives, loop some singles in over the infield, get him with the small ball.
They're giving him a healthy gap in left center field. High again. And if nothing else so far, Perrysburg, I think they can take some encouragement out of the fact that, just as Willoughby South did in the top of the first, Perrysburg has hit the ball well here in the last of the first.
No, that's a good point. They're getting good swings here at Knott, and he's been behind in the count, which is a good sign for Perrysburg.
Side corner strike there. Colby thought it was perhaps just a bit outside. Catcher just towers over the pitcher there. It is Max Stolman. He's one of the few guys that has a scholarship to play baseball on the baseball team. He's going to be going to Methodist in North Carolina to play, and see, he's extremely well built. He's the glue to the team captain, keeps everybody together, and with his stature you can see why.
Commands a presence.
Indeed.
I'm sure the rest of the team takes note when he speaks.
Or fears for their lives if they don't. Got a lot of strapping, well-built guys in this team. There he goes, hitting for that left center field gap, but too far toward left field, and Skasha makes the catch on the third well-hit fly out in the inning for Perrysburg. 2-0 Willoughby South after 1.
Come see what's new at the Anderson's Garden Centers. We scour the country, hand select the very best plants, and test grow them here. Like these new proven winter shrubs for sun or shade. We offer more varieties of shade and fruit trees, ornamentals, exotics, and grasses than anywhere else. Why settle for one kind of maple when we have dozens? And our experts know every plant we sell. It's garden season and we're ready to grow at the Andersons.
We'd like to introduce you to more. With more than 230 undergraduate majors and programs, the University of Toledo has a degree for you. And with more real-world experience through internships and research and more scholarship money, we make college an affordable investment. Plus, UT's proud tradition of Division I athletics and our beautiful campus mean a more fulfilling college experience. There's simply more reasons to create your future at the University of Toledo. Schedule a personalized visit to see and learn more.
Could be more of a hitter's game than we thought. South leading 2-0, but both teams hitting the ball well in that first inning. Let's go downfield side to Jordan Strack.
Well, Greg, you wouldn't know it, by the way. Willoughby South came out swinging the bats in the first inning, but this is actually the list of all of the illegal bats in the state of Ohio. Willoughby South had 2 bats taken out of this game before. The head of umpires, Kyle McNeely, was down on the field. They checked every single bat, which they were supposed to do in the regional and the district as well, and they were supposed to be doing it all year long. But somehow 2 bats slipped through the crack and actually got here to this game. They did pull both of those bats out. They are no longer in play, but very interesting that they had been using those throughout the regional to get to this point.
Yeah, very interesting. Good reporting job there. Kind of reminds me of holding up in Congress. I have in my hands. There's a look at the bat rack, and maybe they need to give them those bats back after the way they were hitting the ball.
Yeah, let them use the illegal ones. These new ones are hitting it too good.
Jordan Strack, our Ace Sports Tell It Like It Is journalist down there, digging up the story. We noticed them checking those bats before the game, and it seemed like there was quite a discussion about that.
Yeah, there were 2 bats that I noticed that the umpires and several other people were taking a very close scrutiny at right there at home plate. I wonder what recourse the other teams would have that they defeated to this point in the tournament if indeed those bats were supposed to have been checked and they weren't.
Don't even go there.
We might be back here next week.
Back to the screen. Well, remember that one time a team won a game and it's determined the next day that they'd use an ineligible player, so they gave the team that lost the win, and then they played a day later. That was in the soccer tournament in Northview a few years ago. Outside. That's a nice ballpark. I wouldn't mind coming back again. 3 balls and a strike.
Well, they may have taken those bats out of the game earlier, but maybe somebody crawled through the ductwork in the locker room, a la the Cleveland Indians when they confiscated the bats, illegal bats that were being used.
Schmick was up to 88 on that last fastball and 87 there, but with the extra speed, he didn't accompany it with location, and he walks Cameron Knott.
Second baseman number 3, Anthony.
And you don't want those leadoff walks, especially when you're already down 2-0. Now Anthony Junta steps to the plate.
Yes, very uncharacteristic. And leadoff walks many times come back to haunt you. Now we'll see if perhaps they go to a little small ball here and try to move a runner up.
Good off-speed breaking ball to start things off. And you're talking about a pitcher at an ERA of under 1 for the entire season in 173 innings, and then they get to him for 2. That really throws the average out of whack in 1 inning.
The unpredictability of the game, and he's showing bunt.
Outside, Colby locks it in the dirt. Ball and a strike. That's where the pitcher really has to have the mental discipline to be able to say, all right, I gave up a run there. Sandy Koufax, one of the greatest of all time, was legendary for that, where he didn't let it bother him. He'd give up a run early in the game. He said, all right, I'm just going to pitch a one-run ball game now. If you give up a hit, you start trying to pitch a no-hitter. You give up a hit, you go for a shutout, then one run. And you just keep focused. You don't allow anything that gets you off balance to keep you off balance.
That's right. You have to maintain on the job at hand and pitch each inning as a brand new inning. Take it one inning at a time. Forget about what happened the inning before. If you had a good inning, okay, well, that one's done. Try to come back with another good inning. If you had a bad inning, forget about it. As you said, from that point on, you just have to pitch a little bit tougher ball game. Nice
breaking pitch. And he shot back to the dugout. So if you can't do it with your fastball, go to something else. And he threw a couple of excellent breaking pitches on that at bat.
Oh, especially that one right there, because he wasn't looking for that. They've been looking fastball, and with 2 strikes you have to be looking for anything, but that was a nice pitch there by Schmenk, and we have noticed here, Greg, he has changed his pitching pattern.
There's a bunt laid down by Tyler Lindgren. They're going to have to hurry. Heave throw over, and good stretch over there at first base by A.J. Stockwell. Is a very fine fielding first baseman. They get the out. Knott advances to second on the successful sacrifice, and now Ray Russ steps up to the plate as we're back to the top of the order. And a huge at bat here with a chance to make it 3-0 early for Willoughby South.
Yeah, we see that bunt to Schmenk. He's got that nice quick throw that he uses in the field.
Barehanded it, one motion, fired it over accurately, and Russ slaps one into right field for a base hit. That's going to make it a 3-0 game. Knott comes around to score, and things are at the moment going from bad to worse for Perrysburg.
Well, a big 2-out RBI single. Usually when those occur, it's a good prescription for that team. Fastball on the inside part of the plate, and he just opened up that front hip and threw that barrel out in front.
I was just about to say, and the truck points it out too, another one of those leadoff walks ends up resulting in a run scored, as Skasha is at the plate, who tripled and scored his last time up.
Not a surprise, as we've talked about often, those leadoff walks many times always seem to find their way to home plate.
High, ball and a strike.
Well, and in between there, they used the sacrifice. Even though they only gave themselves one out, what they did was they turned the order over.
And that ball is really hit hard, but this time it will be in Kruzel's range, and he makes the catch. But add another run to Willoughby South's tally. They lead by 3.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, hold on a second. Hey, how you doing? You've got to be kidding me. Where's my kid? Relax.
Letting your child drink is risky. Letting his child drink is illegal.
What am I looking for in a university? Thousands in scholarship, caring faculty, campus activities, clubs and organizations, on-campus events, lifelong friendships, small classes. The University of Finley.
Both Willoughby South and Perrysburg have hit the ball well. The only difference is Willoughby South is translating it into runs, as they now have a 3-0 edge on Perrysburg. They'll send up Steve Slocum, Hunter Smith, and Ryan Young. We're out here at beautiful Huntington Park, home of the Columbus Clippers, the 2010 AAA National Champs and Governor's Cup champions. Greg Franke, Rick Cole, and Jordan Strack here for this Division I state semifinal baseball game between Perrysburg and Willoughby South. But so far, it has not And a pleasant story for the Yellow Jackets as they are down 3-0. There is Steve Slocum, and he once again makes good contact as he rips that ball in the left field for Perrysburg's first hit. And it looks like they're getting to Cameron Knott, really in much the same way that Willoughby South has been getting to Alex Schmink.
And I think that's the way to do it against this team. They're going to play you deep in the outfield, try to get on top of the ball a little bit more, get that overspin, and just drop it in front of them and see if you can't nickel and dime them to death here.
Designated hitter Hunter Smith, another lefty. He's enjoying seeing a righty for once. He hits that one, though, a mile in the air. Little trouble negotiating that ball, but Ray Russ fades back to make the catch for one away. And again, he seemed there's a little, in fact, a fairly good wind out toward right field, and it did seem to move that ball around a little bit as it got up in the stratosphere.
Yeah, it's blowing pretty good. I'm sure that helped that home run that was hit the right center in the first inning for Willoughby.
Ryan Young, who provided the precursor to that dramatic victory over St. John's on a suicide squeeze. He did the same thing in the victory over Ashland for Perrysburg in the 6th inning of a scoreless game. They won 1-0. He laid down a perfect bunt on a suicide squeeze. Kevin Schenk followed suit, did the same thing against St. John's, swung on and missed. The thing for Perrysburg, though, is really what they have typically done, has utilized that small ball to play for one run. It has made the difference in a couple of huge games in this tournament, but right now they're already down 3 early in the game. We're going to have to figure out a way to score more than just one run. Although they've got plenty of innings to go, and they have been hitting the ball well, as we pointed out.
Well, they're capable of putting runs on the board. They're not I wouldn't say an overwhelmingly offensive-oriented team, but they do the little things right that enables them to get runners into scoring position, and then they're usually able to pick them up. The last inning, we saw Willoughby able to do that with small ball, leadoff man on with a walk, move him up with the bunt, and then with a big 2-out RBI hit.
Young goes after a high one, fouls it off.
That time they tried to do that. They tried to manufacture a little offense here, a little jump start by sending the runner at first base in a hit and run.
Beautiful park out here. Had a chance to take a little tour about a month before it opened. Veronica Pinciotti, BCSN's general manager, her brother was actively involved in this project. He, in fact, gave us the tour. Swung on and missed. And a big strikeout there for Cameron Knott. And now it is Kevin Schenk stepping up to the plate.
Shortstop number 4, Kevin Schenk.
A fastball that's kind of up in the zone right there. That same pattern that Schmink likes to use. Get that ball up around shoulder height where you can't get the barrel on top of the ball.
Bob throw over. No, we can't count Perrysburg out, especially after that city championship game when Whitmer was down 8-1 to start and rallied back to win 10-8.
Anything can happen. You just want to maintain right here and just peck away. You know, you'd like to get maybe one run here if you can. You'd like to get one across, kind of change the momentum a little bit, because right now Willoughby is playing with a lot of confidence, and you'd like to be able to kind of knock him down a little bit, get him out of that confidence.
Oh, he slides back into the bag, barely gets there. A great throw by Stolman, whose weight was back on his heel, but he still managed to fire that ball over with authority. And Dominic Federico almost tagged him out with a sweep tag.
Also, you'll see that a lot when the batter bunts through a pitch, the base runner anticipating the bunt, and they're checking to see if he offered it that. The plate umpire checking, you guys can see there how close it was, but the plate umpire checking with the third base umpire, and he said no, he did not offer at it. But sometimes when they bunt through it, the base runner takes a little bit extra step.
Strike there, the runner's off, and he'll slide in easily. He got an excellent jump. And even a slight hesitation on the throw down. So Slocum is on second base.
Well, they pitched out too. They were expecting Perrysburg to pull something there. They had tried to bunt the time before.
It's a called strike, so he didn't pitch out that much. Swung on, foul back.
They called that a strike?
Yeah. 2-2 now.
The catcher stood up to catch the ball. I mean,
he wasn't worried about framing it. He just wanted to get up and make the throw.
I wasn't watching the monitor. I was watching the play on the field live, and I thought for sure that he had stood up to catch that ball, and looked a lot like a pitch out to me.
Schenk, just a .217 hitter during the season, but chance to really come up big here. And again, a .365 on base percentage, though, so those numbers are really belied.
You know, they may have said that the batter offered at the pitch or something. He may have been trying to protect the runner, and his bat crossed the plate.
Full count, ball 4. So now Cameron not having few control problems, and that brings up A.J. Stockwell. And once again, a chance for a player known for his defense to really make a big contribution with the bat in his hands, that number 9 position here.
Well, and they had first base open, knowing the number 9 hitter was coming up next.
And he's going to try to steal third, the throw down, and another stolen base for Slocum. Player who set the Perrysburg record for batting average at .534 as a sophomore, shows he can run the bases too.
Again, that was a protecting the runner swing. The runner on first did not go. He may have missed a sign, or either that's Slocum was going on his own, but it looked like a protect the runner type swing. Now we'll see if they send the runner at first here.
That one is hit in the air. That should be no problem for Steve Scotch, although he does drift back a little bit. He takes it for the out. Perrysburg threatens, but they can't score after 2. 3-0 Willoughby South.
Hi, I'm Marianne Ballas, inviting you to visit us at ballasbuickgmc.com. Our new and used vehicle inventory is current and ready to browse with credit applications available for pre-approval. Make a service appointment, view our accessories catalog, or make a parts inquiry. Our site is easy to navigate. You can shop 24/7, 365 without pressure. Shop Ballas Buick GMC. World-class cars and trucks, world-class website.
Looking for a quality education that's affordable? Discover Lord's College, voted best college in the Midwest. With academic programs of excellence, numerous bachelor's and master's degree programs, and a nationally recognized faculty, our focus is on your success. At Lord's, you'll receive a values-based education with a personal touch. Discover small class sizes, affordable tuition, exciting athletics, and apartment-style housing. Discover your place, Lord's College.
Top of the third, Willoughby South leading Perrysburg 3-0. And when a pitcher struggles on the mound, as Alex Schmenk has done early, nobody suffers with him as much as his parents. And Jordan Strack is in the stands right now with Alex Schmenk's mother to see how she's holding up.
Oh, yeah, Alex, Mom, Chris here. How are you holding up, and how are the nerves on a day like this when Alex gets to pitch in maybe the biggest game of his life?
I don't really get nervous because whatever I do in the stands has no effect on what he does out there. So I'm not nervous, and I don't think he is. He doesn't usually show nerves either.
Talk about what it's like being down here in this environment, getting to see him on the mound. What's this like for you as a parent?
Oh, very exciting. The kids have had a phenomenal season this year. Hopefully they can pull this one out and we can come back on Saturday.
All right, well, Chris, enjoy the rest of this one, and hopefully they can score him a few runs. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Drive to left field, and that one is caught by Austin Lee for the first out. And that's a good point that she makes, that he's typically a guy that's unruffled. He doesn't get worried or bothered by some turbulence out there that he's encountered in the first couple innings, and that's the first thing that you need to be able to put your game together again.
Well, he's a cool customer on the mound, and he knows that there's a lot of ball game left, and he's confident in his ability and his teammates' abilities, and so he's just going to go out and continue to pitch his game, and he's made adjustments out there. That's another thing too. He's confident in the fact that if one pitch isn't working for him, he can go to his secondary pitches and still help his team to a victory. And right now we've seen some changes that they've made defensively. They've moved the outfield back a little bit. That ball again was hit pretty hard to left field, but outfielders moving back a little bit. Austin Lee able to track that one down. Big first out. They need to get a shutout inning here, Greg. They've given up runs in the first 2 innings.
Boy, there's another wicked breaking ball. And that one just had Jake Hall flailing. And it is 2 up and 2 down. First time that Alex been able to do that here in this game. Now TJ Lett, the batter, but he just had no hope of hitting that ball. All contorted.
Yeah, he got kind of buckled and swinging late on that curve.
First pitch low for a ball. Well, after listening to Alex's mother, I feel confident he's going to get things together.
Are you more
here.
relaxed now, Greg?
Well, certainly not like a player or a parent watching the game, because we were talking about it as the way things were going. If Schmink got into much more trouble, maybe it would be time to think about getting a fresh arm like Matt Krusel in early in the game for the purpose of trying to keep the score close, and then by doing so you might have Schmink to come back Saturday if you needed him. But so far he hasn't gotten in any more trouble. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Just missed outside. Perrysburg was halfway to the dugout there.
Yep, he was ready to go in and pick up a bat. Oh, nice job.
And he framed it.
Yes, he did. Colby showed it.
That one is slashed to right center field. That's trouble. And it gets over the head of Steve Slocum. And another extra base jolt, this time by TJ Lett. He's 2 for 2 in the game. And a 2-out double, and they're not out of the woods yet here in the 3rd inning.
Well, I think they had a little trouble. This ball is slicing as it comes off the bat. You can see he took a tough route. He started in on the ball, Greg, a little bit. So he didn't take a real good route to that ball. And the unfortunate thing is here was that they had 1 foot in the dugout, had to come back, deliver another pitch, and now they've got a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. And we saw what they did last inning in this same situation. It's time to really come up with a big play right here, a big pitch, get a big out, and throw a goose egg up there for Willoughby and not let them score here.
I think it would be very, very detrimental to Perrysburg's cause if they were able to score again here in the 4th inning. Boy, you think back to the 1st inning, those 2 defensive gems by Ryan Young, they could have easily scored more than 2 runs in that 1st inning. They don't want to waste that effort. Give themselves a chance to get back in the game. Outside corner strike there.
That's some good giddy up there. 88 on the gun that they have here at Huntington Park.
Federico grounded to second, his first time up. Some jostling behind the pitcher, and runner is off. Colby couldn't find the handle on the ball, and Lett gets down to 3rd base.
That puts a little bit more pressure on the defense here, and especially on the catcher. He's got to make sure he blocks everything now. Almost a good thing that, Greg, that he didn't actually put a fork in that first try, because he...
Ground ball straight to shortstop, scooped up cleanly by Kevin Schenk, thrown across, and for the first time they force Willoughby South to come up empty. 3-0 Rebels over the Jackets. Will be right back.
Celebrate savings this Memorial Day with Banner's Made in America sale. Queen size panel bed made in Galax, Virginia, just $469. Dual reclining sofa made in Pontotoc, Mississippi, just $7.99. Or make it into a sectional for only $20.99. England sofa exclusively at Banner from New Tazewell, Tennessee, only $679. Save up to $600 on select Banner mattresses made right here in Toledo. Plus, get up to 48 months of interest-free financing. See store for details at all 6 Banner locations.
We love you, alma mater.
We always will be true.
With Mary Ever Guarding.
Your doors with mantle blue.
We're thankful for your light so bright.
That helps us on our way.
Your spirit leads us onward.
With banners red and gray.
We'll cherish you forever.
And love you, Central High.
All praise to you, our mother.
We love you! And love you.
Ti amo.
And love you. And love you.
And love you. We love you. Central High.
Ready for the last half of the third here. Willoughby South leading Perrysburg by 3-0. Willoughby from the Canton area. They are making their first appearance since 1981, their first appearance in 30 years in the state semis. To give you an idea of how long that was ago, the last time they were here, Youngstown Boardman was in the tournament, and they had a pitcher named Bernie Kosar.
It's been a while.
I bet he could fire the ball in. And there is a high pop foul out of play.
Well, Perrysburg has just now, here in the bottom of the third, gotten back to the top of the order, Greg. This is the second time at bat for Schmenk. And Willoughby has gone well past the top of their order already.
Schmenk.
So you can see the difference offensively.
Hit the ball hard to left for an out the first time. This time he hits it hard to right, and it's in the corner for extra bases. And despite many pitching travails of Schmenk, it hasn't affected his swing at the plate, and he's aboard with a leadoff double.
Well, he got turned on this ball nicely. Fastball right in his happy zone, and I don't care how deep you play. If you get the ball down the line, hit like that, good speed, good hands, no matter what. The outfielder's not going to get to them, but here's a golden opportunity here. Second base, nobody out. We'll see if they try to get him to third with one out and try to scratch across at least one here.
With the range of those outfielders, that's practically what you have to do. Hit the ball right by him on a line, or either that or hit it out of the ballpark. And a strike to Matt Garbick.
First baseman's in on the grass. If he can hit it to the right side, he's got a chance to scoop one through, too. So they got two choices here. They can bunt or swing away.
And he hits it to the right side of the infield. That will advance Schmenk to third. So Garbick does a job.
Well, nice job there by Garbick, and he got the job done. And that's one of the two things that you need to do as a hitter in that spot. It's your job to get that runner to third base. They elected to let him use the bat. And if he didn't get it through the infield, he would at least hit the ball in such a way that the runner will be able to go to third base, and that's what he did. Nice job execution there by Perrysburg and Garbick.
Now Matt Krusel, they got the 3 and 4 hitters coming up, and an opportunity to get them on the board. Krusel, a .321 hitter during the year, and he takes a strike.
Well, he was able to nibble a corner there, something, a pitch that on the first pitch, first strike, you're not going to go after.
And he hits the ball to second base. Will not advance the runner. And there's 2 away. So a ground ball to second was good enough to get a runner from second to third, but not from third to home.
Well, and they were kind of, they were back, but this ball, the infield is really quick. The grass is short, and the infield is hard. And that ball got to the second baseman real quick, and he charged it. Normally, especially if you're going on contact, you would score on that, but Schmenk not able to.
Well, here is Colby, by far the team's best hitter this year. And he takes a strike. 467, 4 homers, 31 RBIs, and he needs to make it 32 right now, or 33.
Yeah, this will be tough from a mental standpoint if Perrysburg cannot scratch a run across here.
And he really hits that ball hard again, but it just curves foul. And it looked like a 3-1 ball game with another runner in scoring position. That looked very much like the shot that Schmenk sent into the right field corner.
Just tugged the line a little bit too much, and because it's a left-handed hitter, the ball is curving towards the line, and the stands jut out real close to the foul line there, and it stayed on the field side of the stands, and so there's not a whole lot of room there between the stands and the foul line, so it just must have missed foul. being fair.
Last time Colby tried to go the other way to take advantage of that gap they're giving him in left center. He almost succeeded, but he flied to left. That time he just decided to turn on the ball. Fouls off the 0-2. Cameron Knott in a very commanding position here at the count. And he burns by strike 3. Perrysburg wastes a leadoff double, and they still trail 3-0 after 3.
Welcome to the new Appliance Center Home Store, the greatest furniture showroom in Ohio. You're the area's Tempur-Pedic mattress headquarters. Plus, see Simmons, Rustonic, and more. Choose from over 200 mattresses in stock. Right now, all Tempur-Pedic mattresses include free bed frames and pillows. Plus, 2 years same as cash on select mattresses. Free same-day delivery, setup, and recycling. The new Appliance Center Home Store, Ohio's greatest home furnishing destination.
Thanks so much for watching the kids, Sam.
Yeah, no problem.
I promise I'll be back in a few hours.
No problem. Hey, watch it.
You guys be good for Sam, okay?
Oh, they'll be good. Or else.
Never assume that everyone has the experience and/or patience to supervise your children, and this includes those people closest to you, like family and friends. Before you allow anyone to watch your kids, make sure you've spent enough time with them to know how they handle stress.
Willoughby South leading 3-0 as we move to the top of the 4th, and let's go back down to Jordan.
All right, Greg, thanks. Well, if you looked at today's Toledo Blade, there was a really cool article about this Perrysburg baseball team and how many alums are really following them. One guy, his name's Kent Winkler, he's a Marine stationed in Germany. He sent this letter to Dave Hall, the head coach. He said, I want your guys to know that the reason my guys in the battalion put their boots on every day, kiss their families goodbye for a year or more, is so guys like yours can play the game we all love. Tell your guys thanks for the memories of home, and they have at least one family from Ansbach, Germany, rooting for them. So a very cool story that was in today's Toledo Blade, and a lot of alums of this Perrysburg baseball program really following along on this state tournament run.
Absolutely. Coach Hall said that he's heard from about 40 ex-Perrysburg players, wishing them well. And he's gotten a lot of support not only from ex-Perrysburg players, but from around the Northwest Ohio baseball community as well.
Well, that's been the story. That's been the history of baseball, Greg, throughout the years. The baseball is just kind of transcends things that go on in the world, and one of those. It's the game that people look back on, and with fond memories. And you know, the servicemen go overseas. They think about those days at the ballpark with their families.
And that's why football may have become the most popular game in America, but I think baseball is still the national pastime. It's a great, inspiring story and a good capsulization of the meaning of what our service people do overseas. Preserve freedoms and the ability to enjoy things like baseball back home. There's strike 3 on Cameron Knott. He takes it looking.
Well, big strikeout here. You know that, especially from Alex's standpoint, look at the sink on that fastball, maybe a little two-seamer that had good late movement at the plate, good drop at the plate. But Alex led off last inning with a double. Was left at third base. Looked like they might have an opportunity to dent the scoreboard, and then he's got to turn around and change hats and be the guy to come out and keep that score right where it is. And to come out with a strikeout on the first appearance is huge. There's got to be something's got to happen here, Greg, to get these players really excited offensively.
That's a good Rebel logo they've got in the center field scoreboard. You know, it looks like General Lee without a beard. Ground ball to first, and that play is made unassisted by A.J. Stockwell.
That would be a well-fed General Lee.
Yeah, right. It is now Tyler Lindgren, the batter. Definitely looks like a no-nonsense general. You want to run afoul of his orders.
Actually, if you change the costumes, put a leprechaun costume on, it almost looked like the Notre Dame leprechaun.
You want to see the Notre Dame leprechaun in a Confederate uniform?
Yeah, there it is.
He's on the center field scoreboard. Although nothing will match that puppet by St. Francis in that Whitmer District game. That was the turning point of the whole season when they took that puppet down when they were leading 2-0 and ended up losing 3-2.
Turning point for them.
1-1. Lindgren fouls it off. He wasn't quite hit for the same numbers that his brother Aaron does, but they're very similar and they're very speedy and athletic. Of course, mentioned they're both wide receivers that are going to be playing Notre Dame College in Cleveland next year. And he takes strike 3. And 1-2-3, the best inning so far for Schmenk. Still 3-0 Willoughby South.
Hello? Hey, sis, what's up? Yeah, he's just got his toys in here. Oh, good Lord. You've got to be kidding me.
Small children slip out of their homes and wander the streets alone. Don't assume that a locked door will keep your child safe. It's your responsibility. Lucas County Children's Services offers tips to keep your child safe and secure.
When water, smoke, or fire damage your home, it can be devastating. When every minute counts, call PuroClean, the paramedics of property damage. We're there for you when you need us the most, responding quickly with compassion, doing whatever it takes to give you back your home and sense of security. That's why we're trusted by insurance professionals and property owners nationwide. PuroClean, the paramedics of property damage. Call PuroClean at 419-740-6270.
Last of the fourth on tap. Perrysburg all coming out as one to some encouragement and then retreating back in the dugout. Look at the runners left on base. Even, but Nick Perrysburg, that's a more meaningful total because they haven't been able to knock in any runs. And especially that last inning was a missed opportunity. But let's start off with Steve Slocum. He's the one who got as far as third base back in the second. They've gotten a runner to third, both in the second and third innings, and have failed to bring him home. When you talk about the efficacy of just chipping away, had they been able to get those runners in, we'd be looking at a 3-2 game right now.
I thought last inning was the big opportunity with Schmenk at third base with one out. They could have cut that to a two-run lead. And coming up here after their first 1-2-3 put-down inning of Willoughby, the momentum could have been turned all the way around back to Perrysburg.
Slocum hitting a 378. Founder on two big hops over to short. A high throw, but a good stretch over there by Dominic Federico to bring down Ray Russ's sailing heave from the hole. And there's one away.
The longer this goes, as we see this ball again, we talked about how hard the infield was. Look at that. This nice big candy hop, high throw, but still out number one.
Another exhibit of why you need a first baseman with a good glove is now Hunter Smith. The DH steps up and takes a strike.
I mentioned this, the farther this goes, the more confident Willoughby gets, the more tense you get as the team that's behind, because you start to hold the bat a little bit, squeeze the bat a little bit tighter. Each at bat gets a little bit more meaningful, and you start to press a little bit sometimes.
And Hunter Smith hits the ball high and deep. Will it be deep enough? Yes, home run. And that may turn things around.
That ball cleared the roof in right field, Greg.
That was a towering shot. That was higher than some of the skyscrapers here in downtown Columbus.
He got under that ball. It's 318 right down the line, kind of a torch in right field. And he put a good swing on it, got it up in the air. The wind's blowing that way, and this takes, you can see it hit one hop right there on the roof, one hop and over onto the streets of downtown Columbus. Columbus. A huge hit. That looked like those balls that used to fly out of the roof in Tiger Stadium.
Oh, look at that.
Right in between the 318 and 328. So it's to the fence. It's there's that section of stands kind of juts in a little bit.
If he'd have hit that one to left field instead of right, he might have gotten it all the way to Nationwide Arena over there. Home of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Well,
in the background.
He would have scattered the crowd at Bob Evans, that's for sure.
Foul back by Ryan Young. 1 ball and 1 strike. Heard the Atlanta Thrashers moving to Winnipeg. That was an interesting development.
That's a big move. That's a long move.
A little colder climate, too. And 2 balls and a strike here.
Well, we'll see if that excites, it certainly did excite the crowd here. We'll see if that ignites this Perrysburg team. They finally dented the scoreboard.
It was quite a dent.
That was quite a dent. They dented the roof as well as the scoreboard.
Outside, we'll see if this has any effect now on Knott as he's down 3-1 in the count to Ryan Young. Perrysburg fans getting to some rhythmic clapping here. Chopper, foul over toward third baseman Jake Hall.
It's almost too bad. I think that when that ball left the bat, I was thinking to myself, this was going to be trouble. Got good speed at the plate. That was going to be a tough play.
I think you were about to make a comment too, and then the inning ended, but how fortunate it was for Perrysburg when the runner got that good jump to third and the catcher couldn't quite field it, so he didn't throw it. It's a good thing he probably didn't throw it. It might have resulted in another run. There's a high fly ball to shallow left, and Russ will take it. But as you look at things that have happened in this game, the defensive plays by Young that kept the score from expanding in that first inning, and then that play down at third base, those are things that will be memorable plays if Perrysburg is able to get back in the game.
Oh, absolutely. And you can dissect games all you want, and it really comes down to which team executes the best over the full 7 innings of the game, if it goes regulation. And but everything is magnified in this setting, and everything that's on the line here. That's why it sometimes amazes me at how well some of these kids perform in this type of a setting.
There's a twisting fly, but he got under it a little bit too much. Center fielder taking charge, Aaron Lindgren, and he makes a catch, but the Hunter Smith home run changes things around a little bit. It's 3-1 now, Willoughby South after 4.
Hello, friends. It's Vito, and you are maybe wondering what makes my pizza so special, huh? That's simple. I love to make my Vito's pizza just for you, and you're going to love to eat it, because every bite is pure pizza enjoyment. There's a lot of love in my BLT pizza. Crispy bacon, cheddar, and mozzarella cheese, topped with mayo, fresh lettuce, and Roma tomatoes. There's a little bit of magic in every delicious bite. Vito's Pizza and Subs. Fast, hot, fresh, guaranteed.
You've worked hard, and you've paid into Social Security, but now you can't work and you need help.
You've applied for disability and been denied. It's just not fair.
You've played by the rules all your life, but now the system has let you down. Where do you go from here?
I'm an attorney with Gowan, Takacs, Boyce, Milton, Schaefer.
You've worked hard your whole life.
Now let us work hard for you.
Protecting your rights and providing you peace of mind.
South leading by a score of 3-1, and let's go back down to the field. Jordan Strack.
Well, guys, interesting on this Willoughby coaching staff, Steve Norris was an assistant, an unpaid volunteer at Perrysburg back in 2003, the last time they made a state run. Now, he returned to his alma mater now, and he said he learned a ton from Dave Hall, including that he realized he didn't know that much about baseball, and now he hopes to use some of that knowledge to beat Hall down here in Columbus.
Hey, Jordan, maybe he could be an assistant for Dave Hall. He might learn the same lesson. He's been a good youth baseball coach. Another thing about Coach Norris is that he played, Jordan mentioned it, his alma mater. He played in 1999 at Willoughby South. We weren't that good of a ball club back then, he said, but to come back, take over your alma mater and lead them to the state tournament and be 3 innings away from a state final, he said that was really quite a satisfying feeling for him, as you might well imagine. 2-1 on Ray Russ leading off the top of the 5th.
Be a satisfying feeling for Alex Schmenk if he can set this Willoughby team down, and he didn't like the call there. The order's been turned over again. It's the top of the order for Willoughby, and this is a big inning. You'd like to make this the last time you see this part of the order if you can, and to shut them down after you've just scored a run to get yourself back in the ball game, at least offensively, show some spark offensively. It's really huge right here for Alex Schmenk and Perrysburg to come up big defensively.
Yeah, conversely, the worst thing to do is to get a run back and then give it right back. And a leadoff walk again, that does not augur well.
Yeah, and again, that walk comes after a pitch, Greg, that he thought he had strike 3.
And we saw that happen in the city semifinal game against Clay, or with Clay against Whitmer, where after it looked like strike 3 to end the inning, possibly 4 walks were yielded the rest of the way. Steve Skosha, the batter of Perrysburg, will hope to avoid that fate here. Tries to bunt it, but that one had too much on it, was rising.
And he was trying to bunt for a base hit there. He was trying to push that ball past the mound towards second base.
I thought he was just trying to protect himself. 0-2. Skosha has tripled and scored. Fly to center.
They need to get him out without runner advancing here, and then maybe get out of this inning with a double play ball and get out of here quick. And right now there's a little action going on down in the bullpen for Perrysburg.
Alex Schmenk had 67 strikeouts and just 9 walks on the season.
Alex Williams going down there to loosen up a little bit.
There's a big strikeout, a called third strike. That is strikeout number 6 on the game for Schmenk.
That's a big pitch right there. He got him to freeze on a pitch on the corner. He knew it. Walks back to the dugout.
Schmenk just was so masterful in that St. John's game. He only had 7 strikeouts over 10 innings. St. John's was hitting the ball, but they just couldn't hit it well off of Schmenk. But this Willoughby South team has had considerably more success in that regard here. It's ball 1 delivered to Aaron Lindgren, who hit that really long, powerful home run, but not as long or as powerful as the one that Hunter Smith delivered in the last of the 4th for Perrysburg.
And the plate umpire's asking for Perrysburg to, I think, send somebody out, to protect the bullpen catcher.
So they do have activity now in the Perrysburg pen.
It's Alex Williams. He's down there tuning up just in case he's needed.
Came on to finish up the Strongsville game, and he has had just a marvelous season too. .55. He actually has the best ERA on the team. When fouled, out of play, and he was basically just a spot pitcher, Williams, the year before, but he worked extremely hard in the off season. The top pitchers were pitching in really elite summer ball, so he stayed in the Perrysburg Acme program, and he was their big gun. He had a great year. He was 7-0. And essentially won himself the spot that he's in this year, in which really he is probably the 3rd name that you would mention. Schmenk and Krusel and Williams, but really he's been every bit as effective as the other 2.
Well, that's been one of the strengths of the Perrysburg team, is that pitching staff, and those top 3, Schmenk, Krusel, and Williams. That's been the heart of the team. That's where everything starts, in the middle of the field.
That ball is really ripped, but foul in the right field line. They lost David Gordon, Perrysburg. He was a 3rd member of their great 3-man rotation last year, and a team that fell to Olmsted Falls in the regional final. We had high hopes that they would get here last year, Perrysburg. He was 16-2 over 2 years, but did not pitch well in that Olmsted Falls game. But they lost him. They needed a 3rd person this year, and they got Williams. There is a strike call, even though he was trying to bail out of the hitter's box. And there's 2 down.
Well, a big strikeout here. See that? It's a backup. A little slide action to it. The ball backed up, and yeah, he bailed a lot. Whoa, boy, it didn't come that close.
That's my baseball career in a nutshell. Bailing out. It was still a strike. 2 out. Jake Hall up. Once again, going back to that good breaking ball. That's been actually Schmink's best pitch here today.
Well, after he realized that they were jumping all over his fastball, he went to his secondary pitches, and that's what makes him tough. He's able to. He's got more than one pitch. Actually, he's got two. He showed that he's got that. He's shown a two-seamer today that shows some late movement, late breakdown at the plate. We saw that little cut ball that he threw that came back, little backdoor slider, and then that curve ball.
Once again, befuddled the batter with the breaking pitch, and it's 1-2.
And he's able to throw that at different speeds.
And when you've got a high school pitcher who can throw 3 different pitches for outs, you've got something. That one blocked again by Colby, but that will allow Russ to scamper into scoring position.
Well, it's a big offensive move there by Willoughby to get him down there with 2 outs.
Critical situation now for Perrysburg to get out of this inning unscathed. Want to give back that run they fought so hard to get. And he got him waving at strike 3. So striking out 3 batters in a row after the leadoff walk. Still 3-1 Willoughby South. Perrysburg coming back.
Coming to a metro park near you. A summer adventure of enormous fun. Your mission, to find various landmarks in the 9 metro parks. For a chance at winning great prizes. Keep your eyes peeled for the Great Park Search. Starting June 6th at a metro park near you.
Oh, I thought you guys could use some shade.
Thanks.
Sunsetter Awnings give you shade when you want it, then automatically store out of the way. Toledo Door and Window has all the details. Why not come home to a Sunsetter awning? Hey, it's a jungle out there.
Toledo Door and Window, home of the talking door.
BCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Cable System, is presented by The Andersons, more for your home. Yark Automotive, just what you're looking for. And by Banner Mattress and Furniture.
Last of the 5th here at, you can read it, Huntington Park. Beautiful ballpark. It was named the 2009 Ballpark of the Year. I thought the Fifth Third Field retired that award. But there you see, 2009. There's the Yellow Jacket logo up there, and then when Willoughby South is up, we get the troll in the Confederate uniform, or the leprechaun in the Confederate uniform. Leading things off, pinch hitter Kyle Durham, batting for A.J. Stockwell. That's 1-1 count.
Is that your private helicopter that just flew by to jet you back to Toledo?
Yeah, I'm going to Camp David after this game. There's a little looping pop, and it didn't get over the head of Jake Hall at third base. I thought it had a chance when it was first hit if it kept drifting, but it died.
Boy, I did too. I thought, boy, that's a nicely placed ball. You could be sitting at second base with nobody out, and just didn't have quite enough oomph to get over the third baseman.
And now the batter is Schmink, who's been the most successful Perrysburg hitter outside of Hunter Smith, who hit that tape measure clout his last time up. Schmink doubled, led off the third, but was left to expire on third base that inning.
I didn't get a chance to check the whole story, but I saw something about the governor of New York, he and his wife taking a one of the state helicopters to get to Suns baseball game.
And that one is rolled through. Well, I guess considering what governors of New York have done recently, that's not that bad of a transgression. And a base hit into right field.
There we go. There we go. Base hit to right field. The tying run comes to the plate, and we have seen that this ball can carry here.
And the batter is Matt Garbick.
He reached out and pulled that ball into the hole between first and second.
I don't think the governor will have to resign over going to a baseball game as the previous one did. And now the batter is Matt Garbick. And once again, Schmenk has been very effective hitting. He's got a single and a double. Garbick moved him to third from second his last time up. Now he really could use a hit, and he's got one. No, it was just over the head of the second baseman, I thought, into right field. It was speared, and then to make matters worse, Junta throws on to complete a double play. Huge play there. A Perrysburg rally dies in its tracks. Still 3-1 Willoughby South after 5.
The blade is evolving. Take a look at the new e-blade. It's the paper without the paper. On your computer exactly the way you like to see it. Visit eblade.info to get eBlade for free. You'll click with us at The Blade. The Blade is evolving, but we're still one of America's great newspapers. Check it out. News and information, sports, business, and money-saving coupons. No batteries required. You'll click with us at The Blade.
Burned out with your weekend cookout? House of Meats can help. Save this week on pork western ribs, only $1.49 a pound at House of Meats.
3-1 Willoughby South. It looked like Perrysburg had really something going, but a great play by Anthony Junta keeps it at 3-1. Take a look at the pitch count for Schmenk. 89. He threw 112 pitches in 10 innings against St. John, so he hasn't been as efficient, obviously, today, but he's hanging in there in a very gutsy effort.
Well, hanging in there is right, and a nice job of doing that, because he's maintained here now 3 shutout innings in a row after giving up 2 in the first and 1 in the second.
Well, Coach Steve Norris of Willoughby South, I wanted to see if Junta was leading off the inning. Nope, didn't happen this time. He told us that Junta was the morale guy, the energy guy, the guy who would make the play to give you a lift at a key time, and boy, did he ever do it, because that ball got through. We were looking at runners on first and third with 1 out and the number 3 and 4 hitters coming up. What a deflating play for Perrysburg and a inspiring play for Willoughby South. And there is a little check swing dribbler over to the mound. TJ Lett is out at first base.
Well, that's a big out, because TJ Lett is speed on the bases. And I think that's the first time he's been retired, isn't it, Greg, today?
Yeah, he singled and doubled. He was, again, how you look at it, halfway to the cycle or 30% of the way to the cycle.
That's a big out right there, leading off here in the top of the 6th.
Federico is grounded to second and short. Gets away from Colby, but no harm done.
Going back to that last out of the inning for Perrysburg, that ball really looked like it was going to travel farther than it did. The aluminum bats give you that illusion sometimes, and I really think what happened was it was actually hit down towards the end of the bat, down where that plastic is, and most of those bats are concave, and then with the plastic end, and that kind of deadened the ball, because the second baseman thought he was going to have to make a big leap, and it kind of died right in his glove.
3 balls and a strike here now on Federico.
Perrysburg would have had runners on first and third at that point.
Well, this has been one of those would-have games.
Yes.
Starting to shape up as. There's ball 4. And very uncharacteristic of Schmenk. 3 walks after mentioning he only yielded 9 all season. Let's take a look at this play again. It is painful to watch for Perrysburg, but I was so certain that that was a hit.
Yeah, it came right off the end of the bat. You can see second baseman, he started to do like a real huge leap, and it just sort of died at the end. And
we said the same thing about the leadoff at bat in that inning when it looked like Stockwell was maybe going to just manage to horse it over the third baseman's head into left field, and it just died.
Yeah, that's two balls there that if they just had a little bit more oomph behind them, just a quarter of an inch difference on the bat, and we could be talking about a big inning for Perrysburg.
They have been on the cusp of a big inning all game long. Swung on, missed. Schmink is looking better. The question is going to be, will it be too late?
Well, he's been really battling out there, not having the best control and not the best control of his #1 pitch, and still able to hold this team to 3 runs and 5 hits.
Perrysburg's had 4 hits in the game, 1 hit in each of the last 4 innings. So it's not just the number of hits, it's when you get them.
This has kind of been a grinded out game here so far for Schmink.
And there is a lazy fly to right field, and that is caught by Steve Slocum, and there are 2 down.
What's been impressive to me is the way he's been able to make adjustments on the mound.
Second baseman number 3, Anthony
go to his other pitches and make them effective enough to keep things right where they're at.
Anthony Junta. Okay, so he didn't lead off, but he's batting in the inning after he made that great play. And really, in all honesty, that stands to be the play of the game right now. Hopefully something will happen to alter that between now and then that would be favorable to Perrysburg. But you can't make a much bigger defensive play than he made to end that Perrysburg 5th. Inside.
But when Willoughby's been in this situation with 2 outs and a runner on first, they have tried to get that runner down to second. Let's see if they send the runner here.
And they have gotten a runner at least as far as second every inning. There's a high fly ball that should be in the well. Krusel with a beat on it makes the catch. Again, Willoughby shut out, but it's still 3-1 in the last of the 6th.
Celebrate savings this Memorial Day with Banners Made in America sale. Queen size panel bed made in Galax, Virginia, just $469. Dual reclining sofa made in Pontotoc, Mississippi, just $7.99. Or make it into a sectional for only $20.99. England sofa exclusively at Banner from New Tazewell, Tennessee, only $679. Save up to $600 on select Banner mattresses made right here in Toledo. Plus, get up to 48 months of interest-free financing. See store for details at all 6 Banner locations.
Keep your older car running longer for less with cherry-picked auto parts. Bring your tools along because you pick the parts from thousands of cars parked out on the lot. Most models from the 80s and 90s as well as older and newer models are on the lot. Find the parts that you need. Tires, wheels, batteries, fenders, radiators, mufflers, bumpers, and more. Cherry-picked auto parts is open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. all year long. So don't get nicked at some old junkyard pit. Buy the parts that you need at Cherry Picked.
And Rick is having a nice conversation with one of his ball-playing sons here as we get ready to go to the last half of the 6th and see if we can work some of that old Poland magic here to get Perrysburg back in the game.
Yeah, Rick Jr. living down here in Columbus, downtown, just a couple blocks from the stadium.
And he looks like a ball player.
Played at Central University of Toledo. Transferred to Bowling Green. Had good career, all-district shortstop in high school.
Got Krusel up here now. And this is the time for Perrysburg. They've got the heart of the order coming up. Krusel, Colby, and Slocum. And they really need to make something happen here as they're down 3-1. Krusel and Colby are both 0 for 2. See if the third time's a charm. Outside.
You know, he's living the good life. He's down here. We'll be driving back to Toledo later on today, and he'll be heading out to the Memorial Classic in Dublin following the PGA golfers around the course.
Well, it is the good life. Nobody's going to get to that ball as it is roped into left field single. That is the third time now that Perrysburg has led off the inning with a hit. They've wasted the first two. See if they can change that trend here as Colby steps up. One swing of a bat from a tie game, and he really got all of that one.
Yeah, Matt Krusel got a fastball kind of up on the inside part of the plate. He hammered it into left field, and not too many times has Perrysburg been able to jump out early here with an early base runner. This is an opportunity time here for Perrysburg. They've been getting some good pitching from Schmenk over the last 4 innings. Time for the offense to pick it up.
Outside, 2-0.
They've seen Mr. Knott here now a couple of times through the order, so they know what he's got.
Now is the time for Perrysburg. Colby was really going after that one, but missed as he pulled the string, and it's 2-1.
That's a good change of speeds right there to throw Colby off. And Colby's been swinging a hot bat lately.
Colby's heading to Adrian College to play. 2-year starter with excellent power, as you said, 4 home runs on the year to lead the squad.
And with this short porch in right field, that's got to be very inviting for him, well within his reach. We've already seen it bounce off the roof once today.
Adrian has quite a history of getting good young ball players. They made that to Division II World Series a couple of years ago. There's a bunt down to third. Have to hustle and got it. I'm going to try to take third. A smart play, seeing that third base was vacated, and diving into third, Krusel. A heads-up play, and they've got the second run 90 feet away.
Well, he was trying to bunt for a base hit here. He just hit a little bit too hard. They were able to get him by a step down at first base, but because the third baseman vacated third, the shortstop didn't rotate over. Krusel able to read that, cruise into third base.
I was afraid for a second that he was going to reach out and get him with that tag, well, just in time.
Willoughby thought that might be the case, but the ball came loose. With a runner on third base, less than 2 outs, an opportunity here, Greg, to pull to within 1. That's a big run down there at third. They left one down there earlier. They can't do it again.
Slocum, the batter, 1 for 2 in the game. Inside, he singled, stole 2 bases, got to third in the second inning. He was first of 2 Perrysburg runners that not brought home from third. Now they've got another opportunity with 1 out. Each time they had a runner on third with 1 out, and they're going to have a discussion on the mound.
Now they had the corners in. Now the last time when they had Schmenk on third, the infield was back, but on a hard hit ground ball to second, he wasn't able to score, so that was big, even though they were pretty much giving up a run for an out, and it didn't happen. This is, I think, the first time that Knott's been pitching under stress, so we'll see how he handles it. I think, Greg, if Perrysburg could come up with a big play here, a big RBI, and put extra pressure here on Knott, I think they can get to him.
Dropped it in for a strike. That was important for him to not fall far behind in the count. On deck is Hunter Smith, who has shown that he can clear the decks here. With that booming home run his last time up. Inside corner strike.
That was a tough pitch there. You know, Knott has brought this team to this point for a reason. He's not easily rattled. He just made a great pitch right there on the inside part of the plate. Pretty much an unhittable pitch.
That ball was not blocked by Max Stolman. It would have been a 3-2 game. But he did block it. And again, captain and team leader, backstopping the effort, and he did it again.
Big guy back there. It's tough to get it past him.
Did it even trickled by him a little bit, they might have had a shot. 2-2. Swung on, missed. A fireball. Probably most velocity on a fastball we've seen all game from Knott as he reached back for something extra, and now it's Hunter Smith. Take a look at what he did the last time he was up, and if he can come up with an encore performance, we'd be tied.
He's just got to stay within himself. Remember how he did it the first time? Just nice easy swing, and he starts him off with a changeup there. He goes from an 83-mile-an-hour strikeout pitch to 69. That's a good separation on that off-speed pitch in his fastball. And he knows that it was a fastball that he lost in the last time up.
Played him pretty deep in right field this time, I'll say. Got too far ahead of that one, twisted around, and it's 0-2.
Well, that's two pitches. Both of them he's gone to his off-speed breaking pitch, neither of which reached 70 miles an hour on the speed gun.
The 0-2 swung on. He got that one well, but it's high and drifting. Aaron Lindgren gets under it, and for the third time, Perrysburg cannot push across a runner who got to third with one out. Still 3-1 Willoughby South. We head to the 7th.
Come see what's new at the Anderson's Garden Centers. We scour the country, hand select the very best plants, and test grow them here. Like these new proven winter shrubs for sun or shade. We offer more varieties of shade and fruit trees, ornamentals, exotics, and grasses than anywhere else. Why settle for one kind of maple when we have dozens? And our experts know every plant we sell. It's garden season and we're ready to grow at the Andersons.
The all-new Chrysler 200 for only $200 a month, and that's 0 down, sign and drive. That's right. Save more at the Monroe Superstore when you enjoy the all-new Chrysler 200 imported from Detroit for only $200 a month. Let's review the facts. Enjoy 31 miles per gallon. Enjoy your first 4 oil changes at no charge. Only $200 a month. Leave your checkbook at home at 0 down, sign and drive. And this deal is for everyone. Check out all the great deals at MonroeDodge.com.
Here you see, I think that's the building that Hunter Smith hit one over when he hit that home run. It's beyond the right field scoreboard here at beautiful Huntington Park. It's a Cleveland Indians farm team. So I'm sure there's a lot of fans back home that are very interested in the fortunes of the Columbus Clippers because of their allegiance to the Indians.
Well, and we get to see the Clippers a lot in Toledo, being in the same division, and teams get to drive back and forth on Route 23 a lot during the summertime.
It's hard for me to get used to that because the Clippers were always a Yankee park club, and especially with the name Clippers and Joe DiMaggio, the Yankee Clipper, it seemed very appropriate. But now they're aligned with the Indians. Top of the 7th, and this is the most thankless job probably in baseball. You're down by those 2 runs, but you've got to keep it at 2 to try to come back. As first pitch to Tyler Lindgren is a ball. Breaking pitch, that is curving away from Krusel, but he shows good range and hustling over to grab it. There's one out. Well, what a job Alex Schmenk has done. He gave up 3 runs in the first 2 innings to keep it at 3. And I said to you off air a couple innings ago that I thought that if he could keep him at 3, Perrysburg would have a very good chance of getting back. And actually they have, but they haven't really taken advantage of them. And of course it was that outstanding defensive play by Junta that robbed them. It's another high fly ball by Ray Rust. This one Krusel should have less distance to go for it, and he makes the play.
Well, that's been the difference in the game, the fact that the timely hitting by Willoughby when they've had the opportunities, had the runners in scoring position, they've come through with the big hits. And Perrysburg has had opportunities to get back in the game. A couple of times runners at third base, less than 2 outs, and not able to get that run in, either by the fly or sacrifice fly or...
There's not one inning that they have not threatened to score. The first inning they had a walk and then 3 loud outs, well hit fly balls, but since then they have gotten runner to scoring position every single inning. that have just not been able to get them in. In fact, it's almost like what happened to St. John's against them in that 1-0 regional semifinal game, as Skasha is 1-1 in the count, now 1-2. It's again a good breaking ball by Schmick. He's really gone to that as his out pitch here today.
Credit Cameron Knott on the other side of the field to be able to come up with some big pitches at crucial points. And another big pitch there by Schmick to get him out of the inning.
2-3 goes Willoughby South. One last chance for Perrysburg. They're down 3-1 as we head to the last of the 7th.
It's fun for the whole family at the all-new Raceway Park.
The girls love the horses. It's a great atmosphere, and it's affordable enough for us to bring the whole family.
Don't miss Dollar Day this Sunday at Raceway Park. Everything from admission to hot dogs is only $1 all day and night. Raceway Park is the only place in Toledo where the whole family can have a fun night out for under $20.
Bring the whole family to Raceway Park.
Raceway Park, the best bet in Toledo.
Enjoy your favorite wine from Joseph's Beverage Center with a great selection of fine wines, domestic and import at great prices. Visit Joseph's and see how affordable great wine can be. Take your choice of select wines from the cellars of Sebastiani, Toasted Head, or Campo Viejo.
Why don't you come and see our beer and wine variety? 'Cause we got Toledo's largest variety.
Perrysburg has one last chance. Let's go down one more time to Jordan Strack.
Well, guys, I've been hanging out in this Perrysburg dugout for a little while, and in that last huddle before they went out for this inning, Dave Hall's message was very simple. We've come back before. We can do it again. A lot of confidence still down here in this dugout. The test is going to be very difficult, but if any team can do it, I think this one can.
It's certainly a great thing to be able to have our guy hanging around the dugout, getting a feel for just the attitude and the atmosphere down there in such a big game. And that's what Dave Hall said beforehand, is that they're a very confident team, and reassuring to hear that they still are exuding confidence. And leading things off, first ball hitting, a high pop, and the pitcher going to take it to retire Ryan Young. Down to 2 outs remaining.
Well, when you're in the position that Willoughby is, that first out is huge. To be able to get that first one of the inning in the semifinals of the state tournament, nursing a 2-run lead.
Matt Slocum coming up to pinch hit for Kevin Schenk, hoping that they can get to Alex Schmink, because he's been a very effective hitter in this game. They've got to either get Slocum or the on-deck batter, which is Mark Dellis, aboard here. 1 ball and no strikes.
Perrysburg going to the bench here, trying to get some ignition in this offense.
He really went after that one, but banned. And it's 1-1.
Well, not out there with a lot of confidence now. After that first out, Greg, he took off his hat, looked up in the sky, and breathed a big sigh of relief.
He held off that one very judiciously. They're going to appeal down, see if he went over. He did not. Coach Dave Hall over there, still looking very much in control of things, not betraying a lot of emotion. In the dirt, 3-1.
Well, this is no secret to anybody. They need a base runner. This is a big at bat right here. They need to get somebody on base.
Hope they can get into a position where they can do a suicide squeeze. It's already won 2 games for him in this tournament, and he really uncoiled at that one, but missed, and it's a full count.
He got a pitch he liked. He just couldn't catch up with it. But look at that fastball. It's up out of the strike zone, Greg.
Low ball 4.
And that one's out of the strike zone too. And that's a big walk right there. And now Knott takes his head off again and says, oh no, I didn't want to do that. Perrysburg says, yes, that's what we like to see. And
Knott has walked 3. He's only struck out 2. He has not at all been a strikeout pitcher in this game, but he has gotten very good defensive support, especially that play by Junta to end the 5th inning. And now Mark Dellis comes up to the plate. Just 2 at-bats all year. One of them was in the St. John's game. Boy, this would be an at-bat to remember if he could come through here. And he was trying. Missed it, though. 0-1.
Well, I can't imagine a tougher situation, Greg, coming off the bat in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah.
In a, as the tying run at the plate in the state semifinals.
That's definitely being thrown in at the deep end of the pool.
Yes.
You, as a sometimes swimming commentator, would appreciate the analogy. 0-1. Tie again. And remember, Schmenk on deck has had a hot bat. They could somehow manage to get Dellis aboard and have him up there with just 1 out.
I have noticed, Greg, that there's been a couple of miles off the fastball here late in the game. Oh, he came with
a breaking pitch.
66 mile an hour. He went from 80 to 66.
Now, one more of those and he's going to take Route 66 back to the dugout. That was a great breaking pitch. It just froze the batter. This time he goes back to the heat, such as it is.
Now, he's been struggling with his fastball, Greg, to get it up to 80. And he was throwing low to mid 80s at the beginning of the game, so he's lost a little bit on the fastball. This is an opportunity here for Perrysburg to maybe capitalize.
When he really reached back for something extra, he got 83, and there's a good job by Dellis keeping alive.
Well, this is good for Dellis because he's been able, Greg, to extend this at bat, so now he's getting a little bit better look at what he's throwing.
Inside. The Willoughby fans wanted it, but it was clearly off the plate. Full count again.
Again, right at 80, the type of pitch, the type of fastballs that these guys can get a hold of.
Swung on. That one's hit well. That's playing him way back, and it's over the reach of Aaron Lindgren. It's gone. They're going to call that a ground rule double and make him go back to second. He was around as though he thought it was a home run. That was the original indication, but it's going to be a ground rule double, which is unfortunate. The run would have come home certainly, but they got to get both of them anyhow. But he unloaded on that pitch.
Well, I said that you're able to catch up with his fastball now because he's lost a few miles an hour on it, and that hits, unfortunately, it hits the warning track and bounces over the fence. You're right, that would have been a runner on a runner scoring, or 1 run scored, and he may have been able to make it to third. So it's a huge hit, a huge play, but also a huge play for Willoughby that ball bounced over the fence. But how about coming off the bench, Greg, with 2 strikes and delivering a blow like that?
He's had 2 at-bats all year. So Troy Bojanowski coming on to pinch run. And that was certainly a 3-2 game if the ball hadn't bounded out of play, and he was well on his way to third base.
Yeah, that was it.
And that means that if a wild pitch would have tied up the ball game. So in that sense, it was a tough break. But boy, did he wallop that ball. Again, in the deep reaches of the ballpark, he for an instant thought it was gone.
Well, how about Perrysburg coming off, using the bench, Greg, to turn the order over to Schmenk?
They're going to walk Schmenk.
Well, that's a smart move.
The winning run is aboard.
They walk the winning run on. You don't always do that.
You know, that's the textbook rule that you never break. I don't know. I think in this situation it's a pretty good move because Schmenk has been so hot. A hit by Schmenk would tie the game. And Garbick is the one who was robbed in the 5th inning. He does that same thing here and sneaks it over. We got a tie game. There's only 1 out. That means that Krusel will likely get a shot if they can avoid a double play.
Now what this does, they had Schmenk, a left-handed hitter at the plate with first base open. They elect to put him on the potential go-ahead run to pitch to the right-handed hitter to the plate.
Well, how do you like this? It is Matt Garbick's birthday. And he's got a chance to deliver a present to all of his teammates and the fans here. Happy birthday, kid. Let's see what you got. What a situation. Outside that ball.
Oh, man.
Was in the dirt and blocked by Max Stolman.
Boy, that was a big play by Stolman. That would have pushed the go-ahead, the tying run down to third base with less than 2 outs.
Well, Jordan Strack told us that Perrysburg was still confident. And they've come back before. That ball is hit well. That's a gapper.
That might score.
That might score the run. The two runners are right behind each other. They are going to score 2 runs and win the ball game.
Wow, unbelievable.
Matt Garbick, happy birthday. And the Perrysburg Yellow Jackets have come from behind to score 3 runs in the last of the 7th and get to the state championship game.
Well, I hope they have a team left, because there might be a few pulled muscles down there in that pile. But what a comeback! Look at the dejection out there by Willoughby. It's just unbelievable, the emotion here, Craig, on both sides of the field. It just kind of takes your breath away.
Garbick was robbed of what appeared to be possibly the game-breaking hit in the 5th inning on that great play, and then the double off. He comes back after the heroics of Dallas, a pinch hitter who had batted only twice all season, to knock it over the center fielder's head for that ground rule double, and then they do the same thing again. Jordan Strack told us that Coach Hall said, we've done it before, we can do it again. They were in the bottom portion of the batting order. They were relying on pinch hitters, and they got it done.
Oh, just almost, just on life support, Greg. They're on life support. They're just doing anything they can, trying to get the order turned over. They go to the bench. They're trying to get back to the top of the order. And with first base open, they walked Schmenk. One of the things you just don't do, but they just had so much confidence in the fact that they could finish the game off, and not had been in control of the whole game.
And there is why you don't put the potential winning run on base.
That's exactly why. Yes, unbelievable.
What a gutsy performance. You have just witnessed one of the most dramatic, if not the most dramatic, it's certainly right on the short list, occurrences we have ever witnessed on BCSN. On the stage of a state semifinal game, to come back like this, the only thing I can think of that would even come close to equaling it would be the St. Ursula volleyball. Great comeback in the state semis of 04. This is going to be remembered for as long as playing baseball in Northwest Ohio. The Willoughby players, as you mentioned, are just in agony. Catcher Max Stolman, who played so heroically behind the plate, just saved a run from getting in with a great block. Sad to see for them the way this season comes to an end, but Perrysburg has earned it. And what a dramatic victory. Let's go down to Jordan Strack.
Well, about as emotional as it can get down here, Matt Garbick. You tell me, you've been sick all week. You say you're on the verge of throwing up right now. How in the world were you able to do what you just did?
Got the perfect pitch and drove it, and it's just amazing. I'm speechless.
Try to put into words the emotions that are going through your mind as that ball comes off your bat.
I knew we were going to win right there. Clutch hitter, and right there is just instant. We're in the finals now.
Talk about what it means for you guys. You were down this entire game. You came back, and now you're going to the state championship. What's that mean to you guys?
We just have great momentum now, and everyone's pumped up, excited, ready to go.
Congratulations, bud. Go get them on Saturday.
Thanks.
All right, Matt Garbig and the Perrysburg Yellow Jackets are headed to the state championship.
Was no garbage hit. A dramatic shot. Perrysburg into the state finals. We'll be right back.
Want to achieve more with your money? PNC Virtual Wallet gathers your spending and saving in one place. Credit and debit purchases, checks, bills, and other financial information. It lets you see the details, as well as the big financial picture, so you can do more with your money. See what a complete view of your money can do for you at pncvirtualwallet.com. PNC Bank, for the achiever in you.
Welcome to the new Appliance Center Home Store, the greatest furniture showroom in Ohio. We're the area's Tempur-Pedic mattress headquarters. Plus, see Simmons, Rustonic, and more. Choose from over 200 mattresses in stock. Right now, all Tempur-Pedic mattresses include free bed frames and pillows. Plus, 2 years same as cash on select mattresses. Free same-day delivery, setup, and recycling. The new Appliance Center Home Store, Ohio's greatest home furnishing destination.
Why only watch BCSN on TV when you can stream it online with BCSN Vision? Whether it's the biggest game of the season or your granddaughter's first softball game, you can watch it from any computer in the world. Log on to bcsn.tv to find out how to start streaming the best local sports in Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan.
Complete your spring to-do list during the Menards Project Days sale. Get the storage space you need with Barrett Storage Buildings. The 10x8-foot Home Styles Premier is constructed of durable, weather-resistant resin and is $888 after rebate. Add beauty and privacy to your yard with pre-assembled treated fence panels. They won't rot or decay. 4x8-foot dog-eared panels are $19.77 each. Heavy-duty 6x8-foot dog-eared panels are $37.88 each.
Save big money at Menards.
When water, smoke, or fire damage your home, it can be devastating. When every minute counts, call PuroClean, the paramedics of property damage. We're there for you when you need us the most, responding quickly with compassion, doing whatever it takes to give you back your home and sense of security. That's why we're trusted by insurance professionals and property owners nationwide. PuroClean, the paramedics of property damage. Call PuroClean at 419-740-6270.
Perrysburg, what a finish, what a dramatic climax of this game. Jordan Strack is back down on the field with Alex Schmenk.
Yeah, we're down here with Alex Schmenk. We talked to your mom earlier today. She was a little bit nervous up in the stands. Can you put into words the emotions right now with this team?
There are no words to explain this right now. This is the best feeling I've felt in a long time, and we got to come back Saturday and get it done, but right now we're going to enjoy it right now.
Talk about it. You get intentionally walked. You were all over the runner in front of you. What are you thinking as you're rounding these bases?
I saw it was in the gap, and Tony was on second running, tagging up. And once I saw that ball down, I was yelling at Tony the whole way to go. I was like, go, go, go. Then we scored and won the ball game.
You guys are going to play for a state championship. What's this mean for you guys and for the entire Perrysburg program?
It means a lot. It shows that we have the kids that can go all the way. Our hard work since freshman year, and even the younger guys are coming through like Mark did on that deep ball. Right now, we want to win it for Perrysburg and all the parents and coaches and everything.
All right, congratulations, bud. Go get them on Saturday.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, Alex Schmenk held in there through 7 innings, and they get the win.
That's what we were saying. If he could hold them to 3, they had a shot. And a very thankless job because he clearly didn't have his best stuff. He was trying to figure out any way he could to keep Willoughby off the board again. He did, and then just tremendous confidence and composure that Jordan told us about before that last of the 7th. All showed through with a flourish, and Perrysburg getting to the final. But you just can't say enough about the effort of this group of ball players.
Well, his veteran leadership showed through, and the guts that I mentioned earlier, because of the fact that he recognized that he did not have his best fastball working, and he went to his secondary pitches, and he pitched out of some big jams that kept Willoughby off the scoreboard after that second inning, and gave his team opportunity to come back. And we looked at opportunity after opportunity after opportunity that was passing them by, and then in the bottom of the 7th, able to get a couple guys on base and then put the hammer down.
They'll face the Lakota East Grove City winner in the state championship game. Perrysburg wins it 4-3 for Rick Pohl and Jordan Strack and our crew. Greg Franke saying so long. You're watching BCSN. Can't get this on AT&T or a disc. BCSN HD brought to you by Nationwide Auto Finance, the biggest zero interest lot in the region for everyone. So long, folks.
Wrap up the high school softball season with BCSN's All-Star Softball Game on Wednesday, June 8th at 5 p.m. from Notre Dame Academy. Don't miss some of the area's most talented players from the City League, NLL, and TAC as they play one final home game live on BCSN. The BCSN All-Star Softball Game is brought to you by Ballas Buick GMC, doing business with character, and Raceway Park, the best bet in Toledo.
Hi, Tom Cooley, coach with Ken Watlington for